Hello and welcome back to some more Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars. In the last part we found the dead children down a well. That was pretty horrible. And then we spoke to Andre about going to Scotland. Well, he told us basically that's where we needed to go. So here we are in the train compartment with the fishy lady that I am pretty sure is a Khan, and I'm pretty sure I almost said she, well, we don't know, kidnapped Nicole as soon as I leave, but let's just look at that, clearly Khan.
She must be deaf.
That's so freaking
Yes,
obvious.
Do you know what time we're due in Stirling?
6:15, but we're running 8 minutes late.
If you want to be good at disguises, you really shouldn't have such a telling scar in the middle of your face.
Yes, is that where you two love?
Yeah, we...
And her voice
One
too.
of the places we...
Be sure to visit the castle, won't you?
Oh, I'm sure it's a neat place.
I'm surprised
not really-
Nicole doesn't pick up on it. She's supposed to
What's
be
the
a
book
bit
you're reading?
observant.
Oh, it's some medieval. It's been out.
What's the
Let's
title?
talk more about the
Crooked
book.
Crusader King. I assumed the author was his race.
Professor
That's right.
No.
George is a great fan.
Yep,
Isn't there
that's
a
right.
church called St. Ninian's at Stirling?
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
like how
Of
I
course
just
I
noticed
do.
that
You're eloping.
like most of my things are gone, so they only let me keep the relevant stuff, I guess. Okay, let's leave and let the lady kidnap Nicole.
Where are you going, George?
Do I need...
Don't snap at me if you're...
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to take a leak.
L-E-A-K. Tickets, please. Oh, hi.
Oh, tickets. Are we supposed to have them?
Standard full price. Don't you have a senior citizen's rail?
I rarely. My ticket is perfectly valid.
Well, yeah.
I do not need to indulge.
Blimey, you're a funny old bird. Tickets, please, sir.
Here.
That is very true, Ticket Man. That is a funny old bird indeed.
Off to Stirling.
Yes, we are.
Well, I hope you... It's a miserable place. Still, there's
Pretty sure
plenty of
all of
pubs
Scotland is a
and
miserable
lovely
place.
view from
I've
the
read
castle.
Wuthering
Thank
Heights. I actually really like to visit someday.
I don't want to worry you.
Are you sure? You're tired.
The
Maybe.
guy, the ticket
But
guy?
I didn't like the look.
I guess maybe he looked like the doctor in the hospital, right? That killed the guy in the bed?
Can't you sit
I needed to
go
piss,
the
didn't I?
job.
while you're there? Unthinkable though it is.
Okay.
I don't know the deal about like dissing English food. I agree, it's weird, like mixing pastry and meat is just all odd to me. But they have surprisingly many tasty things as well. For instance, I really like fish and chips.
I didn't want to wait. To be frank, without a cold...
Is that vomit? Oh god, what a
Hi.
slob.
Having...
No. Come on, join us, Mum. Wait, Basha, wake up, Mum.
His breath was like...
Is this
the
what a
outlet.
Scottish person sounds like? I'm not...
Should sleeping like a bobby and wake him up when we get to Newcastle.
We passed through Newcastle.
And I never noticed.
I wonder why.
What is... It smells like...
Aye, I'll put hairs in your chest, like.
And your eyeballs, too.
On your eyeballs
later.
too. Yeah. Okay, I don't think these guys are of any use. Can I go both ways? Go in here. To the empty compartment, nice and silent. There's literally nothing here, and it looks scummy as hell. It's actually a broken window. What's wrong with this place? I've never been on a train that filthy, and I've been on plenty filthy trains. Oh, no.
That gangster creeper. Well, he didn't. Hey, Buster. Okay. It got worse. I suddenly realized Eklund. Marquez.
Yeah, that's right. Eklund, apparently. The Swedish sounding guy. Oh, the name is Swedish sounding at least.
The door was...
So I
really
can't...
didn't want...
Okay, so we are not going to deal with that guy. Smoking indoors.
The door was...
Which wasn't maybe such a big no-no in the 90s when this was released. I love, by the way, the lights in the background. It's a really nice touch. Added some depth to the... Oh no, they're gone! Where's Nicole? She's been
I should have
kidnapped.
known better than to... Suddenly, the sword of Baphomet took second place to
Oh,
find
okay,
the
so
girl
suddenly
I
he loves
love.
Nicole. I love how that has not really developed throughout the show. Throughout the game. But why am I going in here, by the way? That seems fine. Maybe he can
Hey,
tell. Yeah, that's
did you
right.
see what happened?
No, Paula.
She's disappeared.
How we am.
Yeah,
Maybe they went to the.
I don't think so.
They never go
Yeah, I
on
don't
their
think so
own.
either.
No, she's been a... I've got to...
But stop it.
The conductor.
You want to vote?
That's about...
No.
Okay,
Listen,
he can help
What's
me.
the matter?
there's a guy on this...
Relax, man. You wouldn't. We are veterans, like. So action at Breitling.
I don't
Brighton,
recall
see.
the British Army.
Well, you just take it from me.
Yeah, that would be
See
cool.
you later.
You gonna come help me? No? I don't really see how they could pose any threat to someone who's even remotely sober. Anyway,
I
so
really did...
were these locked or
The door...
where they were?
Guido looked like a... He also looked like the kind...
Yeah, he does look like a weasel in a cheap suit. They literally, that's where they went with that art direction. Can I go to the right? I don't think so. Maybe this is the end of the card, so it seems like these are the guys I need to talk to anyway. Oh, wait. Oh, you're not going to.
Give it to.
I don't... I'm going to...
Your kid.
Just...
Just watch me, yeah. George is right out hero now.
Hold on now.
I would not want help from someone as drunk as him. He'd accidentally push me out. And why is he dressed like a prisoner? That's what I associate with the stripes. Is this where I need to start punching people? Better not be a tunnel, but by the looks of this like beam, I guess there won't be one. Okay, so this is where we need to go. So I didn't need to start fighting people. I always assume fights on top of trains. Guess that's one cliche they did. What do I do? What do I do? Okay, this is just a cutscene where I'm not doing anything. But now he gets shot. Is that the good guy?
I always wanted to stop.
Okay. Ouch! Khan is dead?
You saved our lives, but why?
We were always on the same side.
Oh, right!
Stop different causes, but a common enemy.
The Knights Templar?
Don't call them that. The real Templars.
Oh, I had completely
were a
forgotten about
noble
this twist,
foe.
and that's pretty
These
cool, because that means I'm surprised again.
Barbarians have no... These men are no better
Khan
than
is
dogs.
actually a
What are
good
the
guy.
new Templars
See,
after?
that's
What
a
is the
cliche
sword of
so
Baphomet?
obvious, I should have seen it coming anyway.
What you think it is? A weapon, a double.
We'll stop them. You and
sword?
me together, and
Okay.
Nico.
No, George.
Well, he's not clearly not going
My
anywhere, he's been
journey
shot in
ends
the
soon.
freaking stomach.
The garden,
You're talking in riddles,
the sword is caused by the alliance.
which are focused at...
The energy endowed the Templars
Pretty cool if
with
that
the
actually
power
was his
which
thing.
made them a power which they could control.
The will of them
How
around.
did you escape?
It is a long walk from the cliff of the pool to the village Stobart.
Yeah, I bet there's a bit of
Fortunately,
resentment there.
I know
Okay. I want to shock him to life.
me Allah to
Thanks.
Thanks. He's dying, but you're just like, thanks.
What? He's dead.
Classic. One more thing. Oh, I die before I can say it. You're never gonna figure out what it is. Nico and me, I like the sound of that. Is this a diary? Kinda looks like it.
Don't worry.
Answer me, Zizi.
I will.
When I'm ready. Such a prick sometimes.
That's not fair.
No.
You took advantage.
When Eklund pointed that gun at me, I thought of all
Did
the
he
things
just kiss
I'd
her?
never get to do. And kissing you.
George.
Uh-huh.
Kinda
George,
rapey.
we've got to get off the Eklund. Could we...
So what are we waiting for?
Yep, so what are we waiting for? I don't think there's anything to pick up. Nor mourn. We can actually leave whichever side we want, apparently. And we made it to St. Ninians. by the looks of it. I think we're actually pretty close to the end of the game. As far as I remember, this is the final part of the game.
I'd feel happier if we had a gun or something.
Khan gave me something.
What?
His handbag.
Oh, great. If we run into any killers, we can get... Didn't he have any weapons?
You don't know the half of it. This bag's
And
full
I
of
always
C4.
thought this was
Wow.
the
Why didn't you say so? Boy,
lamest place
we'll
of the
show
game,
'em
like the
now.
cheapest
What's
place of the
C4?
game.
Plastic junk.
We're going to shop our
Because,
way to victory?
2 kilos of plastic explosives.
well, I'll show
It
you when we
doesn't
get
make
there.
it broken now.
No problem. We'll buy
Okay,
a
so
box
we have
of
C4.
matches.
It doesn't work that way.
Well, that's not much. What does that sound?
Apparently, during this place,
Yeah? What happened?
look at the state of...
Oh,
You got it.
I hope the explosion didn't...
Do you?
Yeah, I agree. Wouldn't that be better, really? Although it would have made this entire thing moot. Okay, so the cheapness here is that you got this like pile of rubble, and the pile of rubble will provide you with everything you need to solve the puzzle right here. And I always thought that was pretty cheap. You didn't need to think much for it. Okay, so we got a lot of cranky holes, but I haven't picked anything up yet, so...
The handle turned to...
Ah, it comes off.
Then the handle...
So we need to pick up some stuff, and then we're going to put it all into the face of that demon, and
I
presto.
scrabbled around.
Pick up some more things, I'm sure.
Under one of the stones,
I'm sure there's more.
it was caked with soil. But what
Small cog and spindle. That might have been it.
With mounting excitement, it was short, hard. It was...
Plastic pen top. Okay, let's see what we have. There might still be some stuff, more stuff
I
we
didn't
need.
find...
That's it then, I believe. So let's check out these
It
things.
was a black plastic pen top.
Cool.
The cog was one of those objects I wished I had.
Yeah,
It was
but
an old...
and
The
we've
pipe
got a
could have
pipe.
been anything. It was the handle from the
And,
church.
Yeah, that you broke, you know, antiquities and everything. Let's see if we can put
I
this
pushed the handle in.
there and this there.
It wasn't the right hole.
Not the right hole.
The cog slipped.
That's nice. You're just gonna like Indiana Jones this shit.
No.
No.
Hmm.
No.
It was no good.
The demon wasn't inhaling.
The clay pipe wasn't.
Okay, am I still missing things then? Let's talk to Nicole.
I tried pushing.
Yeah, obviously that won't work.
Nico,
Uh-huh.
what do you do?
Committing...
Can you read it?
No.
Okay. Let's see if we can get that big part. Oh, that part,
Now
that's
that
right.
the handle was gone.
So we have another cog and spindle. Let's put that back in. We'll put that in here as well.
With a rasp of metal on stone, I eased the second. The cogs.
And now we can turn it, so that's what was missing. And obviously we're gonna need, I'm pretty sure at least we're gonna need the coin. And it takes the handle out. And now we don't need to do anything more with that. We
As
need to
soon as I
use the
saw
pen
the
and
flickering
coin.
torches, I realized the. But where?
I wonder if we'll finish the part here actually. I don't think that's the
It looks like
that
the
there
Templars
is
got
that
here
much left.
first.
We might not...
I wish I.
So do I, George. Sometimes you...
He's not negative, he's like positivism, optimism personified. Nicole, on the other hand, well, that's a negative Nancy.
Listen, I can
You're right. What do you suppose that?
It wouldn't surprise me if they were holding...
Satanic
So-
sex ritual. I love that. He's proper like enthusiastic about it. Sex
Will
ritual,
you
yeah, I'm
look
in.
at that. Baphomet. Lovino was right.
This whole place?
It's
This
a pretty
is
cool
Baphomet?
place. That
Finally. the
I am
truth.
sure
The Templars had never
he's gonna ruin
worshipped this
somehow.
graven image.
Now think about
No
it.
more than
I
they
think he's
worship
gonna
a
light
rainbow.
the
But like a rainbow, they
CD64.
regarded it
or
as
set
a
it off
symbol
down
of a
here and then
covenant with God.
it's all gonna come down.
Rocco!
On the contrary, Inspector Rosso has been the model of obedience. Now be quiet and watch. If you...
Brothers and sisters,
Who?
we are gathered here to witness the
Oh, he was in on it all the time.
Here before
And I've forgotten all about that as well.
I 7 centuries ago, Now,
Well,
we'll
like I said in
prepare
a
to
previous episode, I'm
encourage
sure,
it to wield
like a shitty
against
memory also
new
has its
enemies.
benefits because you kind of
We shall
rediscover
lead
old
the
games.
all will be.
Okay, and this is where something goes horribly wrong. Kind of like in that Indiana Jones movie when they open the Ark. I think it's called the Lost Ark. And he turns into a demon. I actually don't remember what happens to him here. Nothing? Those faces.
George, but surely you realize both of us. Fortunately, we need to join us, George.
Yeah, brothers? What about... You didn't look on them as 3 men dead.
George, you know that sacrifices
Well,
are
I don't sacrifice
necessary.
people much.
Every.
Join you.
Ah,
I know he's supposed to be looking
Seneca,
down, but it sort of looks like he's just
Eglund,
slumping his, or
kill him.
crouching down in a weird way. Jesus, Eklund, you are completely incompetent. Did you not see what she was doing? I want to strangle you, but you're being shot. Oh wait. So he is a good guy.
I just wanted things to be right.
Okay, I'm not getting this now. Why is he doing that?
Take them. Kill them.
Uh-oh.
They will not escape.
Well, well. If it isn't, it's going to...
George!
What am I going to do? Let's throw a torch at him.
Come on,
Or
Nico.
there.
You Guido,
But master,
that powder is over.
I thought it was all over. But Nico... Or a handbag.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, the C-64. Now we're screwed. Run for your lives! Well, that's not gonna work, Guido. Good thing the villains are incompetent, or Nico and George would not have made it very far. I cannot get past that hairdo of hers though. No one has their hair like that anymore. I'm pretty sure that wasn't even cool in the 90s. Maybe like the 3-month period when they designed Nicole.
We
That
didn't
was
stay long
the
in
in
Scotland. George
hair.
had a vacation to finish, and I had another story to write, but enough half-truths to fill a page.
I guess that was the end of the game. I don't remember it being that
George and I
swiftly.
hung out together in Paris. I showed him my favorite restaurants, and he told me his best
And I
jokes.
think it's kind of weird that they turned into a couple, because she
You know, Nico,
showed
This
literally
city
no
holds
interest.
so many memories for me now. The cafes, the
I
music.
think this
The
cutscene is
sewers.
added
Tell me about it. The clowns.
in the director's
The
cut. I don't
jugglers.
think it's in the original game.
And your pal Labano.
Oh, yes, dear Andre.
When we first met, and I was doing my detective stuff, you kind of disappeared a lot, Nico. Were you and Labano,
There was something happening, but nothing to do with Andre.
Uh-huh.
It
Oh,
was
yeah, that
something
was
from the past that I had to deal with on my own.
Yeah.
So I dealt
Exactly.
with it, and now it's over.
I always had the
Hey,
feeling
did
that
I
her and
ever tell you
Lobino
the
were
one
a
about the
couple. I
old
think I
Irish
mentioned
couple
that
in
as
the
well.
No,
I don't know
but
why I
I
really
think
got that
you're
idea
going
because
to.
Okay, there's
now
this
we're
old
playing
Irish
the
couple.
game.
They've been married forever, like 50 years, and they win the lottery.
You don't really get that much inclination of that. So that was apparently Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars. Like I said, the ending came a bit abrupt for me there. But let's see what he has to say. 2010 marks Revolution's 20th anniversary. Back in 1990, the Berlin Wall had just fallen. Sierra, creator of the King's Quest series amongst many other adventure titles, ruled supreme in the adventure market. And LucasArts was emerging with a new breed of witty, quirky adventure games. Monkey Island was just around the corner. I was development director at the publisher Activision, was keen to set up a development company to challenge the American behemoths. Tony Warner, designer programmer with whom I had worked a few years earlier, was board writing aeronautical software. So was his colleague David Sykes. And Norrin Carmody, who was general manager for Activision UK, wanted to move from publishing to development. And I guess that's them. Sean Brennan, then head of the publisher Mirrorsoft, invited me out to lunch one day and told me that if I had wanted to set up a studio, then he would fund and publish our games. Everything was fitting into place. All we needed was a game concept to pitch. That game concept was later to evolve into Lure of the Temptress, which I have never played. Based on a system that we call virtual theater, the adventure engine guided characters intelligently around a game world. We worked non-stop for weeks to write a prototype and then drove to Mirrorsoft's offices in London to make the presentation. But en route, after leaving the car unattended for a few minutes, a thief broke into it. The radio was stolen, but for some reason the thieves didn't take the PC on the back seat, which was not insured, so the pitch went ahead. Mirrorsoft commissioned the game, and Revolution was born. That's pretty funny. Imagine what would have happened with all of this if that game, PC would have been stolen. The Broken Sword series was conceived, like so many of the best ideas, over an excellent dinner with plenty of wine. It was 94 and I was dining with Norrin Carmody and Sean Brennan, who was now head of publishing at Virgin Interactive. We started talking about the mythology of the Templars, almost unheard of at the time, and what a rich historical background it would create for any entertainment product, particularly a game. And so 10 years before the plethora of Templar-themed entertainment products, Broken Sword was born. That is right, they were pretty early with the Templar business. We had very high ambitions for the game, but the competition was fierce. At Revolution, we had an excellent team who had written some very successful adventures, but to move to the next level, we needed to bring in the very best people from other creative industries. I convinced a very talented layout artist, Eoin Cale, to join the project. He and his colleague Neil Breen, who had both previously worked at the Don Bluth studios in Dublin, drew all the backgrounds in pencil, and we digitally colored them in Photoshop. And I like the backgrounds; they're actually pretty. Have a bit of trouble with the animation, like I mentioned. The main characters and the introduction sequence were created and drawn by a brilliant animator, Mike Burgess, who worked for Red Rover Animation Studio. Tragically, Mike, who was in his 20s, died a few months later. A few years earlier, he had played for a cricket team with the composer Barrington Fellon. We had since lost contact, but when I contacted him to suggest that he might like to write the music, he jumped at the chance. The dream team had come together. The development process was very exhilarating but often fraught. On its release, Broken Sword was incredibly well received, both critically and commercially. The game was followed a year later by Broken Sword 2. After a gap of 5 years, we moved to a 3D presentation for Broken Sword 3, and then Broken Sword 4. While hugely controversial, the move to 3D was necessary to secure publisher support, although my provocative statement that point-and-click adventures are dead has often returned to haunt me. Yeah, he's clearly wrong about that, and it seems like he's excusing the move to 3D, like he didn't really enjoy it himself either. And I can see why. For this director's cut, I've had the pleasure of working with comic book artist Dave Gibbons, with whom we had worked previously on Beneath the Steel Sky. Dave has drawn the facial expressions and the new movies. An honorable mention goes to Tony Warner, who has been an integral part of Revolution since its inception, and Juice Peters, with whom Tommy has programmed this new version. And of course, commercial director Norrin Carmody, who has helped steer the company through both the good and the difficult times. I feel extraordinarily proud that 15 years after we conceived and started designing the first game, there is still such passion for the games, and privileged that so many fans have remained so loyal to the series. Thank you, Charles Cecil, director. So that's him with slightly less hair, like it says. And that's Norrin Carmody. It's apparently a woman's name. I had no idea. Never heard that name. And that's a couple of other games I should play. Lure of the Temptress and Beneath the Steel Sky. I think I have both of them. I actually think Beneath a Steel Sky is free on Good Old Games. And Lure of the Temptress might be as well. So yeah, that was my playthrough of Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. Loads of fun, just like every other time I've played it. I still think it's a very simple point-and-click adventure game, even though I still suck at it. But you know, compared to some of the really frustrating games, like most of the LucasArts adventure games, and definitely the King's Quest games, this is a nice entry point for people who want to start point-and-clicking. So I've enjoyed it. I hope you have enjoyed it too, through the bad quality, especially the bad audio quality and the lackluster release schedule. I think I know what my next game is going to be, but I haven't really decided yet, so we'll see. But thank you very much for joining me on this Let's Play, and I hope I'll see you in my next one.